This 77-day downtrend is coming together with this massive upward sloping support line, and Bitcoin is about to be getting ready for a massive move. And in this exact video, I will be talking about this move, the consolidation phases that Bitcoin is currently creating, the big support, and many more important charts we need to discuss right now. As well, I will talk about Kathy's Wook ARK investment Bitcoin spot ETF proposal that currently got postponed, and I will be exactly talk about what this means for the market right now here, what could we be expecting further on, and when is the first Bitcoin spot ETF coming. So without any further ado, don't forget to slap up that like button on today's update video. Can we smash it back above 400 likes? That will be absolutely incredible. And with that being said, let me jump straight away in towards the imminent short term for Bitcoin. Once looking really at that imminent short term for Bitcoin, we can clearly see there is not a lot of stuff happening. Yesterday we saw a big pump towards the upside, and straight away after we saw a big dump towards the downside, and right now Bitcoin is once again creeping up towards the upside a little bit here, but definitely there's not been a lot happening so far here. And basically, if you're looking at the falling wedge pattern, Bitcoin broke outside of the resistance with a big pattern towards the upside, then we broke down again here, retested support, and after that we've been bouncing a little bit towards the upside once again. So yes, I think the imminent short term for Bitcoin is looking quite exciting. However, if you are trading Bitcoin right now here, because the volume and volatility is so low, I don't really think that if you really want to catch that next big move in the market, I mean, where you should be looking at, in my opinion, is these higher time frames. You can first of all see clearly on the 12-hour time frame, we're creating this downward sloping resist line. Every single time we retest it, we get rejected. And as well on the daily time frame, you can clearly see it. Every single time we retest it, we get rejected. And basically, this is the level to be looking at right now here. And once we can clearly break above this level right here, then I will be expecting a massive continuation is going to be happening for Bitcoin. But you have to also understand that Bitcoin also is currently literally creating a symmetrical triangle from off this downward sloping resistance line from the top side and a small little upper sloping support line from the lower side, since we right now found some support on this side right here. And of course, you could also approach it completely different. And if you're then going to be approaching it from the bear market bottom from 2022 here, you can also see that we're creating somewhat of a consolidation pattern right now here. And if we're looking at this pattern right here, we're expecting that the massive breakout for Bitcoin is going to be happening within the coming 10 days ahead of ourselves. So get ready for that. Bitcoin is right now consolidating, and it's getting ready for at least a breakout within the coming 10 weeks here. Personally, this is not my most favorite support line, but this support line that you're currently seeing right here is definitely the one to be paying attention towards. And we're expecting that in the coming 10 days, we are going to be having that massive breakout for Bitcoin. And I mean, further on, we can currently still see that potentially this is maybe a little bit more of an important resistance line to be looking at. We didn't retest this resistance line this time around here, but it is still sitting above us. So I will be definitely watching this level very closely. Then yesterday, we had some breaking news here. The SEC officially postponed the Bitcoin spot ETF from ARK investment. This was definitely very interesting to see here, but I am actually thinking a little bit different about the scenario. So like you currently can see here, the final deadline of the ARK Bitcoin spot ETF is on the 10th of January 2024. So if the SEC decides to accept any spot ETF at all, it will be probably likely to approve them all at the same time, and they won't deny ARK's Invest Spot ETF and then accept a week later BlackRock Spot ETF. That is a scenario that for me seems very unreal, and due to that, it is going to be likely that the SEC is going to be approving all Bitcoin spot ETFs before the 10th of January 2024. And since, of course, before that, we're going to be having New Year, we're going to have Christmas, we're going to have all these things here, and due to that, I won't be surprised that potentially the Bitcoin spot ETF could already get accepted in 2023 here. So additionally, it's anticipated that all the Bitcoin spot ETFs are going to probably get approved on an unforeseen date, and thus I think it's very probable that the Bitcoin spot ETF could be happening this year. And I mean, you have to understand, once the Bitcoin spot ETF probably gets approved, I expect a huge gut candle for Bitcoin, at least to $35,000, and that will be, of course, an absolutely massive liquidation because no one is foreseeing it and no one is expecting it. So if you're in massive short positions, I should definitely be very careful. But this is what I am currently expecting, in my opinion, and it makes also the most sense in my opinion, because they can't deny the ARK investment spot ETF of Bitcoin and then moments later accept the BlackRock ETF, because that wouldn't make sense and that wouldn't also hold up in court. So I mean, if you want to be trading this, I think there are some very interesting developments right now here because Bitcoin, once again, its funding rate is negative, what means that shorters are willing to pay a premium, and also that shorters are massively having the edge on the long positions on the market right now here. So yeah, there are more short positions active, making myself only more excited about this market right here. I mean, if you want to be trading Bitcoin, I've been saying this for the past while here, but we've only got another 33 days before this deposit bonus runs out here. But you can currently claim a free 1,000 US dollar airdrop position on Bitcoin, and all you need to do here is sign up using that link below on today's update video. And also, you have to deposit $100 within 7 days, do KYC, and you can claim this free 1,000 US dollar Bitcoin airdrop position. So yeah, this is definitely a very interesting one to be paying attention towards. And I mean, if you're looking at Bitcoin on the weekly time frame, there are also actually quite a lot of interesting developments if you would ask me. We're creating this cup and handle pattern for Bitcoin. We're creating a massive cup, and right now we're seeing the weekly sideways consolidation for Bitcoin. And this consolidation is literally one of the most important ones to be paying attention towards. I mean, Bitcoin has been very boring, especially if you zoom out. You can see the weekly candles are not so big as the past, but however, we are right now in part of a super important pattern that is called a cup and handle pattern. And once we do break above the resistance on the top side, we could be seeing massive upside for Bitcoin getting created. I mean, further on, we can currently also see that here on the bigger perspective for Bitcoin, I don't really think that this is the time to be worrying. This is the time where Bitcoin is, of course, retesting support. And I mean, the last 2 times we retested this level, we saw a massive rejection, and right now we're seeing a massive support getting found. I mean, this makes so much sense to expect Bitcoin to be bouncing off this level. I don't really think that this is the exact region to be starting to be panicking on Bitcoin. This is more the region to start to be accumulating and get excited about Bitcoin. I mean, at the same time, while this is happening, we can currently see the MACD is creating a lower low, not only on the histogram, but also on the moving average, while the price action is forming a higher low. So we're creating, in fact, a bullish divergence. And as well, we're having a bullish crossover on the 3-day MACD here, what also makes myself quite excited about the price action of Bitcoin right now. And I mean, I've been talking about this as well in the previous videos. On the weekly time frame, we are creating a massive consolidation phase. And this massive consolidation phase is set to be breaking out in the coming 5 to 10 weeks ahead of ourselves. And this will be meaning that we're going to see a 100-week downtrend come together with like a 55-week uptrend, and this will just cause a massive breakout. And like we know from the previous bear market, we also created just such a very important pattern. And I mean, the moment this pattern broke out, we basically saw a big rally for Bitcoin towards the upside. And I mean, you have to also understand that in exactly 200 days from now on, the next Bitcoin halving is going to be here. And if we're going to be looking back at what Bitcoin always does once the halving happens, historically speaking, it has never took longer than 6 months for Bitcoin to hit a new all-time high after the Bitcoin halving. So will this once again happen? If this were to be happening, I want to be looking at this very closely. I am expecting a new all-time high for Bitcoin is going to be happening in November 2024. So yes, we still have to be very patient. It's probably going to take even longer than a year from now on to see Bitcoin hit new all-time highs, but I am definitely patient enough here. And of course, the only question that I have to ask you here, are you prepared enough for the next bull run? Because I am, and the question remains, are you right now prepared? So that was it for me in today's update video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.